Good morning, guys. Well, today we have another little drive to work vibe, whatever you want to call it. First things first, I want to address something that I have seen in a couple of recent comments, and that is people, not many, because most of y'all understand it. You've seen these videos before. I'm definitely not the only person that does car vlogs, but what I want to talk about today is the safety of my car chats. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because it's pretty self-explanatory. Me doing a car vlog talking like I am right now is no different than me talking to a passenger. My camera is mounted, it's hands-free, I'm not touching anything, I'm not messing with settings or anything like that while I am filming. I don't touch my radio, I don't touch my navigation, I don't touch anything while I am driving. In fact, I think messing around with navigation and all of that kind of stuff is definitely more distracting than me just sitting here talking. That's why I also ramble a lot when I'm doing car vlogs, because I'm just thinking, I'm talking, I'm talking as if someone was sitting right here next to me. It's just a bunch of random thoughts. Whatever's on my mind is going to come out. I cut out space where I'm not talking, and I don't stop filming until I am at my destination or at a red light. So that's what it is. And I'm going to continue to do car vlogs unless I feel like at some point in time they're not serving the purpose anymore. But a lot of different YouTubers do car vlogs. It's not something that is unique to my channel or anything like that. But when I see numerous comments that are raising concerns, I also don't want to just completely ignore them. So I wanted to address that in the beginning of this video. I am safe, everything is good. If I felt like it was a distraction or anything like that, then obviously I wouldn't be doing that, because I'm not here to be a menace on my channel, or definitely not in my real life. So either way, that's all that I will say about that. And let's get into the topic of this video. I want to talk about outrage marketing. And I want to talk about this because of what I've seen with Dougherty. Now, we all know that she is signed on with this management company, and there's some questions being raised about the management company and who's involved in that. I don't know. I don't have any cold hard facts in front of me to refer to, and I'm not here to talk about her management company. I think it's very telling when YouTubers sign on with management companies, because that tells me that you're here for the clout, the fame, and the income that you hope that social media will bring to you. So you want a management company to help further your income, whatever goals you have for your platforms. I don't know. For me, I just think that it speaks very loudly when someone has a management company, but that's just me. I just kind of feel like once you're on with a management company, it takes some of that genuine nature of what you're sharing and kind of diminishes it a little bit. Sometimes it can diminish it a lot. Sometimes it's kind of like an extended period of time where you see the changes. I guess it all kind of depends on the person. I just see changes when someone comes on to social media and then they start to gain traction and then they're on with a management company. I just kind of feel like it changes the overall feel of the content, the things that they're saying, the way that they're moving. And I don't really care for it, but that's just me. But I want to talk about outrage marketing today. And I've discussed outrage marketing before on my channel, but it's been a while. The way that I described outrage marketing previously was by discussing Gabby Hanna, because if you think about it, Gabby Hanna is obviously someone who, and I'm not talking about the situation that she had like a month or two ago with that guy Nick in her house. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about previously. She would get her fans upset. She would get them worried. She would get them confused. Usually what ended up happening with Gabby Hanna is that she would do all of these things to confuse and worry her fans, and then she would say, oh, I'm coming out with this, I'm coming out with new music, I'm coming out with this book. So she utilized upset as engagement. She would utilize drama channels talking about her moving really weird online as a free advertisement. So outrage marketing is something that YouTubers definitely use. When it comes to the Dougherty dozen, I have seen Alicia really just kind of dive head first into allowing people to talk about her. And it's like people will raise a concern and she will either feed into it or throw shade or repeat the concerns so that people continue to talk about the same thing over and over again. It's kind of like the whole idea of her showing her kids being picked up for school and showing the school bus numbers. She continues to do that even though she knows that people have said maybe you shouldn't do that. She just continues to do it so that people continue to tune in. And drama and commentary channels, whether they're on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, continue to talk about her. What I'm starting to wonder about Alicia is she not doing this as a way to keep people interested? Because she knows that, obviously, I mean, whether or not she heard this from her management company or not, as a public figure, most people know that all publicity is good publicity because it keeps people engaged and interested in what you're doing. And I use the term good publicity very loosely because I don't necessarily think that she has a lot of good publicity. Are people watching? Yeah, but as far as the publicity goes, I'm just not really sure that I would label it as good, especially when it comes to her sending that CND to Dad Challenge podcast and all of these kinds of things. Like, you know, it's publicity. I'll leave it there. That's what it is. I personally don't know if I would call that good publicity. But I find it really interesting how people raise concerns and she just like continues to do the thing that people are really worried about. Like, many people have talked about Auntie Lauren. Auntie Lauren is a walking red flag. She's very weird. The way that Alicia interacts with her, to me, is very strange. And I don't think that Alicia takes parasocial relationships as seriously as she should. And a lot of people have mentioned this to her, but she just continues to overshare with subscribers, and she continues to show people where her kids go to school and film other people without consent. So I guess my question is she participating in outrage marketing? And if she is, to a certain degree, if she is she doing it at the advice of her management company? Like, is her management company saying to her, just keep doing exactly what you're doing because so many different people are talking about you? And I realize, like, before I even go any further, don't get me wrong, I know that I am actively participating in technically advertising for Alicia, but that's just part of commentary. That's just part of drama or tea or whatever type of channel you want to label it as. It doesn't really matter to me. That's just part of it. And when it's funny because people will say, oh, you know, just leave her alone, stop talking about her. That's internet culture. You can't just expect people's opinions to be silenced because you just so happen to like what this person is doing. You co-sign it. Don't tell other people that they're not allowed to have an opinion about it. So I realize that technically, am I giving her a free ad? Yes, but I'm also giving people a platform to share their own concerns, to share how they feel about situations and the red flags that they're seeing. Because if you put them on her channel, she will read it and then delete it and then repeat the action. And that's why, to me, I think that she is in some ways participating in outrage marketing. And I would not be surprised if eventually she enters her villain era. And obviously I can't tell the future or anything like that, but I could see this morphing into her becoming a villain and just purposefully upsetting people every single time she uploads, instead of it being kind of a hybrid of, you know, things that aren't that big of a deal combined with the red flags that she's already presented. I wouldn't be surprised if it morphs into her having a villain era, whether it's on YouTube or TikTok or maybe even Instagram, who knows. But I don't know. I always kind of wonder, like, with these management companies, what are they telling the YouTubers to do? Like, what are the conversations like behind the scenes? How do management companies feel about commentary channels? That's also something I'm very curious about. But I did want to share my thoughts on this. Tell me what you guys think about outrage marketing. Tell me how you feel about YouTubers, you know, working with management companies. Do you feel like they become kind of like disingenuous once they're under management? I'd love to hear from you guys. So for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.